Kudra. On left field is Jake
All
Ballard.
right, we are in the middle of the starting lineups for game 2. So we'll
Third base is Brady Hector.
let you hear those and then we'll come back.
At first base is Tyler Danbaum. Designated hitter is Cameron Wolf. Your catcher is Malachi Medina. Right field is Will Eason. And second base is Camden Kubas. Pitching is Nick Sobolet. Sobolet. Also on the team is Christian Tibor, Easton Buter, Emerson Simenow, and Kevin Olson. The team is coached by Ryan Crossingham. Assistant coaches Carson Becker and Carter Kudra. And now your lineup for the Post 2 American Legion team. In left field, Sam Oshak. At shortstop, Wyatt Kozadowski. At third base, Caden Nelson. At first base, Jonah DeYoung. In right field, Brander Hilmert. At second base, Caleb Brigham. Designated hitter is Grayson Doctor. In center field, Hunter Geary. At catcher, Henry Schrum. And your pitcher is Ben Sheets. Also on the team is Peyton Spitzer, Landon Hale, Elijah Anger, Ken Doherty, and Levi Speet. The team is coached by Luke Rusted, Gunnar Lindstedt, and Jonas Sanders. Now please rise for the national anthem. Remove your hats and place your hand over your heart.
All right, so there you go. There's the teams. Again, Dickinson and Fargo Post 2 getting ready to start the second game of tonight's doubleheader. The first game went to Fargo Post 2 by a score of 5-1. And if you couldn't hear the announcements, pitching for Fargo Post 2 is Ben Sheets, catching Henry Schrum, first base Jonah DeYoung, second base Caleb Brigham, shortstop Wyatt Kosadowski, third baseman Caden Nelson, and outfield right to left Brander Hilmert in right field, Hunter Geary in center, and Sam Oshak in left. The first game, pretty eventful first inning, and then kind of just turned into a pitcher's duel from that point forward. Wyatt Kostowski pitched for Post 2, ended up with 12 strikeouts, gave up 3 hits, pitched a pretty good complete game. And we're just about ready to start game number 2.
The shortstop, Jack Price.
So Dickinson comes out with the same, very similar lineup. Post 2's changed their lineup a little bit. Just move some people around. But Jack Price will come up for Dickinson here. And here comes pitch number 1. Ball. Strike, outside corner. Looked fairly similar to me as the first pitch. Curveball drops in. Looks like it's going to drop in front of Hunter Geary for the first hit of the game. And that'll put a runner on first base.
Next batter is the center fielder, Kyler Kudrin.
And that will bring up
Kuderna.
Kyler Kuderna.
Just lost cameras.
All right, cameras are back on. 1 strike. Strike 2, 0-2. Stay over to first. The camera turned on for you there. Counts 2-0. Curveball over to Nelson, to Brigham for double play. 5-4-3 double play. And that will render the first hit useless, and 2 down. Ground ball. Takes a bad hop on Brigham, but he sticks with it and gets the out. So 1 hit, no errors, no left on base. 0-0. Ben Sheets finished that first inning with 7 pitches. Pretty efficient. And we'll be back for the bottom of the first. All right, here we go. Leading off for Post 2 is going to be Sam Oshak. Followed up by Kosadowski and Nelson. Ball outside. Strike on the outside corner. Oshak puts it into play. Shortstop. Over to first. Oshak coming down the line pretty quick, but throw is just in time. That'll bring up Wyatt Kosadowski. Pitched a heck of a game in Game 1, playing shortstop in Game 2. Fly ball looks like it's going to drop in for a single. So Kosadowski gets things started with 2 outs. Or 1 out, excuse me. And that'll bring up Caden Nelson, playing third base. Caden's hit the ball really well today. Just hasn't been able to find one to find a hole. But he's done a good job of making contact. Ball 1 inside. Foul ball. Kosadowski will have to go back.
He was like almost there with the pitch cross.
Pretty good, 1-1. And we'll get our first mound visit. I think Dickinson coach is reminding him to take a look. Kosadowski had a pretty dang good jump on that one. Don't know if he looked over at him at all, so just a reminder that you got a kid on first. Throw over to first base. Well, they're definitely going to double check, triple check. A little bit of a hit and run. But runner moves over.
Next at bat is the first baseman.
So 2 down. Caden moves the runner over. And that will bring up Jonah DeYoung. Strike 1. Curveball for strike 2. Ball in the dirt. No, Wyatt thought about it, but just not far enough. And counts 1 and 2. Foul ball. Straight back. Count remains 1-2. Ball outside. 2-2. The wind is still, like last game, blowing a little bit left center, but mostly center. Doesn't look too terribly gusty, but it does. The pitch, foul ball. It does move the ball a little bit. We saw one last game get up in the air and carry over Nelson's head. He had a pretty good beat on it, and then we saw a couple foul balls that kind of moved on the players, one down to left and one down to right. So it does play a little bit, but it's a nice night. Ooh, a pickoff attempt. Didn't quite go as planned. Almost threw it into right center. Second baseman had to make a nice athletic play to save the runner from going to third. DeYoung hits it deep left and over the left fielder's head for a stand-up RBI double. Jonah DeYoung doing a good job of hitting there. And that will give Post 2 the lead, 1-0. That'll bring up Brander Hilmert, the right fielder. Pretty decent crowd here tonight. Again, if you're sitting in Fargo, it's a good night to come and catch a game. No bugs. A little bit of a breeze to keep the heat down. And as usual, there is the monster cookies. So a quick meeting with Coach Rusted and the umpire. And that will again bring up Brander Hilmert, right fielder. Takes ball one. Inside pitch. Strike one. Fouled off. Out of play. Pickoff attempt. Safe. It was a little closer pickoff attempt than the first one. Brander fouling it off to the right again for strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Foul ball to the other side. Brander's putting together a good at bat here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's fouled 3 off. Brander lines it up the middle for a hit. That's going to bring Jonah in from second. And we have our third hit of the inning and our second run. So Brander doing a good job of fouling off the pitches that he needed to get the one that he wanted. Good hit up the middle and leads us to a 2-0 post 2 lead. That'll bring up Caleb Brigham, second baseman. Caleb was 1 for 3 in game 1 and had an RBI in the first inning. 0-1. Brigham fouls it off. First baseman's after it. Oh, makes a heck of an effort just off your screen. A diving effort, but it just popped out of the glove. Strike number 2. Great effort, though. All right, counts 0-2. Brander goes. Throw it down to second. Got a stolen base. So, pitch was a ball. Brigham falls off a curveball. And Brigham swings and misses for strike 3. But damage is already done on 3 hits, 2 runs, no errors, 1 left on base. Fargo Post 2, Dickinson 0.
Fargo Post 2. There were 2 runs in that.
All right, so here we go to start the top of the second. Ben Sheets throws first pitch off his foot. Kind of spun away from Wyatt there. Good hit. Give that an infield hit. Again, hard comebacker off of Ben Sheets' foot. And kind of spun away from Kosadowski. Not much either one of them could have done on that. And pick off attempt. Decent sized lead. Ooh, ball high. That's pretty good from up here. But again, I have a better viewpoint than the umpire, I'm sure. Strike one. Counts 1-1. Ball outside. Count is 2-1. Runner on first. Another pickoff attempt. Ground ball. Gets the out at second. Over to first. And pulls him off the bag, but another good play by... I would probably disagree with that he was off the bag, but nonetheless, Caden makes a nice play. Gets the lead runner. And runner on first. That will bring up first baseman Dan Baum. First at bat. Takes ball one. Gets him to swing on a high pitch. 1-1. Curveball for strike two. High fly ball. And there's that wind kind of moving it around. It started out back and kind of pushed it back out. That's a tough one. But count remains 1-2. After a quick meeting with the batter and third base coach, we're ready here. Counts 1-2. Runner on first. One down. Foul ball. I guess this is the DH Wolf, not Dan Baum. That's on me. Here we go. Counts 1-2. And gets him for strike three, swinging. Oh, two down. Runner on first. That'll bring up
Next batter is
catcher.
Malachi Medina.
Malachi Medina. Still runner on first. Two down. Takes ball one low. Strike one. Strike two. Nice pitch, nice high curveball there. Stayed just inside the zone. Counts 1-2. Good stop by Schrum there. Good hop. Ball outside. It's pretty close. Might have been a little low. Ground ball to Brigham. Swallows it up. Over to DeYoung for out number 3. So 1 hit, no runs. 1 left on base, 0 Fargo errors. Post 2 still leads 2-0. Heading into the bottom of the second.